Uh,
Hey, yeah, hey, my TV was gonna wait for people to jump in if they want to, but we'll wait for that. We're gonna just chat for a bit. So, how was your weekend, guys?
My weekend was totally stinking awesome.
I bet.
I had a little bit of heat stroke because it
Oh,
was hot and I didn't have enough water. So drink up.
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I had a good weekend myself. Well, we,
Hello.
yeah, we had a good one, hey, Nancy. But yeah, no, we definitely had a good one. Hey, Jamie.
Jamie.
Uh, yeah. Now, I would say we all swimming to both my channel, Keko's channel, and a few other platforms that I'm on. So if anyone's watching for there, hi guys.
Thanks for setting things up properly.
Yeah, no problem. Uh, no, I'm gonna get ahead of myself here. Next, next week we all watched Death Note. It is on Netflix for anyone who has that, or cultural information, so you can even find it on YouTube somewhere. But yeah,
Death Note, it's everywhere.
but with that being said, that's what we'll cover next week. And just as a reminder, you always are able to participate and pick what shows we watch by voting on my weekly poll I post every Wednesday or Thursday if I remember. And you can pick up from 3 different shows. Now, I will say that for Mr. Huckleberry Jackson, I wish you, I wish you would. He really did Dragon Prince because the other thing I was really able to say is corrected them on the initial 300-year timeline.
Yeah, but that was, if I remember correctly, that's when I was like really sick, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it was no bueno. I was not.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
well,
I,
you know me. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry, but you know me. Like I absolutely love Dragon Prince, and I think nobody wants to be sick, and everybody gets bummed out when you're sick. But
yeah,
when
no,
you're
I
back,
know,
I miss that, and I was just like, really?
yeah, just I know if you were there, you would have helped me out in order to help with it. So,
If I was there, nobody else would have had a chance to talk between the two of us.
Maybe.
yeah, I know. Trust me. I mean, I was basically like just the whole freaking time, and I'm like, just keep talking. Let me hear what you guys say, because I mean, there was points where I just wanted to blow out information and I couldn't. So, yeah. And, like, the, and some directed it out. But the fact that, you know, Callum is the set prince because his mom married the king. So, yeah. But enough about that. Yo, hey, control welcome.
Hey, Mindy.
So,
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna get into tonight's episode. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Now, I will say this to begin with. I don't know how I watched this as a kid. So, if
this was right up
that,
my alley.
yeah, I mean, if that gives you any indication of what I'm thinking about, then you know where I'm going with. But, okay, so, funny story, only one of us watched it. Only one of us watched the problem when it was meant to be watched. So, Kegels, do you want to explain what I mean by that?
Okay, so apparently the site that DJ gave you listed a bunch of the episodes out of order. So you watched episode 4 instead of episode 2, and you watched episode 2 instead of episode 1.
Not me.
Oh, what did you watch?
You?
I don't think I did. I think I watched. As a matter of fact, I still have the screens up.
Okay, so, gentlemen.
So I watched episode 1, which was called Electric Boogaloo.
And,
And
yeah,
then I watched episode 2. So I'm familiar with this particular site, and I know that things can be out of order. So I actually read, and the first thing it showed like season 2 stuff at the top. So I scrolled down to find like episode 1 and episode 2. So I believe I watched the right things, unless they didn't have them titled it right either.
well, let me explain this. Apparently, according to the Wikipedia on this, the 2 episodes that me and you watched were officially the entire pilot episode
Okay.
and not like the legit episode one on
Well,
on
and that's
on
fine because I can still give my opinion about going forward with this particular series.
yeah. I
Be-
mean, so can I. So, but
So episode. All right. So there's a pilot, which was Electric Boogaloo and pilot Boogaloo and what's the other one?
the groove.
In Groove Spurts, yeah.
yeah.
And then episode 1 is PU to PE, Vacuum Friend. And episode 2 is Cube Wars and Sickness.
Okay.
So I watched up to those. I watched the pilot, episode 1 and episode 2.
Alright, well, okay, just to keep us on track, let's begin with talk about I'm calling it segments right now, but let's talk about electric boogaloo and the groove slows, groove sickles, sorry. So the pilot episode for you giggles.
Okay. So the pilot episode began with our boy Robot Jones actually being sent to school for the first time. The whole thing with his two parents, and apparently they don't seem to explain this. All right, so they are from a race of robots, so there are other robots around, I'm guessing, because they talk about. No, this is further. This is another episode where they talk about that. But all right, so Robot Jones sent by his parents to no longer be taught at home, no more homeschool. He's going to school to interact and learn about adolescence, learn about humanity, and that's the main premise of the show. So he goes in and he's got to make friends, he's got to interact with people, and it is all very interesting. I love the voice work that they're doing. I love the complete and utter text to speech that they have for the father. When they get to it, the design for these characters, this is a very, very everything looks very British. This is British animation style. And like either British or like heavy Canadian. And I'm loving the hell out of that. When he gets to town, how all the backgrounds seem like they are either like not the same part of the character designs, how they're just there and our characters are like plastered on top of them. I'm loving him when he gets there, how he has to interact with all the different types of people with these wacky designs. The
So,
first thing that happens is him trying to talk to the bus instead of trying to talk to the bus driver. Oh yeah. Yeah, I fully was enjoying how he had a difficulty interacting with everyone around, except for the one girl that he gets a crush on. They don't actually talk, but it's like I'm just loving it. I'm loving the first episode. Not a lot happens. It's mostly just gags. It's a very gag-driven episode. But yeah, I'm just loving it. I love his voice. I love everybody's voice. Voice works great. It's got a bit of herky jerky animation. Things sort of like there's lots of starts and stops, but it's not smooth on purpose. But no, I'm just loving it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to talk about animation for a little bit, and Kickers, I'm curious to see if you agree with this opinion or viewpoint. The animation to me, what it reminds me of is like Schoolhouse Rock,
Yes.
but done by like a punk rocker or somebody listening to metal music, because it's that kind of old retro looking drawing and style like that, but like
Yes.
it's that jerky jerky, like there's like little squigglies here and there. It's like real noisy,
Like original Danger Mouse.
Yep.
Like Banana Man.
It's like all those, but like screaming at you. Like the animation is actually like old school, but screams.
Yeah, it feels so much older than it is, because this was like 2003.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's 1970s.
It does. It's got a much retro, and I actually liked the animation and graphics part. I think I agree with you. They did a good job with the voiceovers, but where I kind of and I'll just say it. The bullies, was it the Watermans? Is that what he said their name is? The Waterman brothers or whatever?
Yeah.
They come in there, and this goes back to that whole retro feel, but they're wearing those stupid plastic looking hats like Devo.
Yes.
You know, the band that sung Whip It?
Yes.
I mean, it's like literally that hat. Like whoever did it said, we're going to give them Devo hats.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was just like, that just killed it for me. I was like, really? I think I've always thought those hats were like the stupidest thing in the world.
That's what makes them great.
And see, and I figure you probably would like that part, but I just saw that and I was just like, really? But there's some personal reasons behind that. I won't go into this too. It was like things in the past, but yeah.
Okay.
So that part of it I wasn't thrilled about, but it wasn't necessarily a killer for me. Overall, I did enjoy it. I thought it was funny. I loved a lot of the humor they put in it, especially with and I believe this is in the pilot, the Electric Boogaloo part, and Groove, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But this is where they went to the Watermans were trying to be like pretending to be friends with Robot Jones, right? And they said they had left a disc in this one room. Well, the room was the girls' bathroom. So they were like, "Hey, can you use your X-ray scanners and let us look and see if the disc?"
Thank you, VHS. It's just like you can't make fun of the Devo hats. They're wonderful. Everybody loves Devo.
There's personal reasons behind it that I will not go into. But anyway.
None.
But yeah, so and I just thought it was hilarious when he was like, "Oh yeah, we can do my X-ray vision," and you have the little like school kids like looking through the robot's X-ray vision, just following all the girls in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
And I laugh because that's like a very 19 like late 80s, early 90s mindset of a thing that a boy would do with technology.
Yeah, the whatever stuff like that. X-ray glasses. It's all part of that.
Yeah. Now I will try. I'm just concerned with, we watched this. I didn't even remember this in the first place. It was good to kind of get a feel for it. And just see what's going on. But just also reminded myself, like, okay, this is what they thought kids were like back in the early 2000s clips. trust me, watching this show, I did not like it. It was totally dumb.
True. I will say, even as a kid myself, I knew kids who tried to do stuff like that, like peek in the locker rooms. It is not acceptable, but it's a thing. It is in no way acceptable, but it is a thing.
No, really. But yeah, it's definitely a dumb show, and back then when it aired, I might have enjoyed it. Just I just looks like this whole series, like it did, went the way of the dodo. So yeah, it was okay for what it was. Yeah.
Let me check something.
Now, I mean, the whole electrical but the segment, sorry, the only part I really enjoyed, and forgive me, but was the robot fight scene towards the end of it. Like, really, that was the best part in my opinion. So,
I have no idea how he was moving around without his brain, but okay.
That's what I didn't get. The whole we're gonna remove your brain. Like for a
yeah,
robot, they just basically took away the processor.
Yeah.
Right, like he should have just instantly shut down. I do have a gripe about that part, but I do agree. I like the whole robot fight scene, and I loved actually the part where they like dumped the drink on him or whatever, and he started like shorting out, and they turned it into like a dance off or something, right? A dance party. Like the music got kicked up, and he's sitting there wigging out, and that was kind of funny. I did like that.
yeah, it was definitely a good one. And, yeah, all yeah, definitely something that I would watch myself if I was a lot younger, but honestly, it's just a dumb show. Just, it could really go back to being a forgotten show.
Oh no, come on. I'm so glad I discovered this. It was something I heard about, never watched, but no, there's so much to love here. If we go on to the next episode,
Okay, so before we move on, just to quickly touch on the Blue Circles music video at the end of the electric boogaloo. It was okay.
that one was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was the band's name was what? The Lavador. What? I don't even remember. So, yeah. But, it was okay segment. But, yeah, definitely not one I would watch again.
Okay, man. You have a good night.
See ya.
See ya. Alright, so move on to.
Oh, but one thing I did find weird. Okay, so that music video.
Yeah.
None of the other episodes seem to have music videos in them.
Yeah, no, I
So
totally.
was that just a one-time thing?
Well, it was a pilot, so they probably went back and maybe even took some feedback or however they, back then did things and probably said, you know what, this part's weird or it's not jiving with people. Let's just drop that.
Yeah.
So there's no telling what was going on in between. And I'm not sure. I've not really looked in to see but a lot of times pilots will drop, or at least back then, pilots would drop like way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You would have a pilot come out and they would kind of test the waters with it. And sometimes they would just put it in as like a random, almost like a short thing somewhere else and just kind of see how people felt about it. And then they would make adjustments or scrap the project from there.
yeah,
I remember when they used to have pilots that would air on like school holidays where the entire day was just, okay, we don't have programming for kids for today, so here's just a bunch of unconfirmed pilots.
yeah, no, like, if I remember correctly, this was part of Cartoon Network's what a cartoon or the next cartoon segment
That
where,
makes
where they would air pilots, the viewers decided what got picked up and what didn't, and like I distinctly remember like there was a few of these, not this one in particular, but a few of these where they would air two shows as one package. I don't know if you remember Evil and Grim back in those times.
yep.
Yeah, so Evil culminated in the Grim Adventures of Blumen. They got picked up, but they also got separated from each other, and one did really good, and one was a flaming ball of what that hit the fan.
One did well, the other was Evil Con Carne.
So,
One
yeah.
you've heard of, the other's Evil Con Carne.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, this should have gone the way of Evil Con.
Hey, at least Evil Con Carne got a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, but it only got one, two seasons, and Blumen got like 4 and a TV movie. So yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead move on to what I'm gonna say is episode 2, which for me and Jason, and I don't know if you was on broadcaster for an hour, so yeah, so to have quite a chat.
Gotcha. So what's the name of the episode you're on now?
Okay, for me and Jason, it's politics and growth sport.
Okay, I did not watch that one then.
Okay, so do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, so this episode was kind of interesting because Robot Jones got to experience his first field trip. And to hear a robot trying to understand what a field trip is, right? Where that logical brain was like, so we're going to a field?
Yeah.
And that part, like, it was expected for me. And the fact they had that there, I enjoyed that. I really liked how they came across and really made him an actual robot and thought and responded like you would expect a computer would, that wouldn't pick up on like the human jokes or some of the slang and different terminologies. We come up with stuff that just makes no sense at all whatsoever, but we don't question it because it's always been that way, right? Where a robot's going to be like, we're going to a field. So yeah, and they ended up going to the, what do they call it, like the Hall of Presidents or Museum of Presidents or whatever. But so, and it was pretty interesting because they're going through this museum, and DJ, feel free to fill in the blanks on this one, but they're going through the museum, and it ended up leading to a class presidency type thing.
Yeah.
They're going to pick a class president, and they were looking for nominees, and Robot Jones decided, I'm going to nominate myself.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny. He, they're going through, and he's like learning about the different presidents, and of course, taking his own stance on what all this should look like and how to do the campaign speeches. And to me, it was absolutely hilarious because Robot Jones more or less turned into like a robot overlord. Like it was great. So Keckers, make sure you go check this episode out because you probably really appreciate it and laugh. But when he was going to do his like campaign election, like all of a sudden he had like an Abraham Lincoln head. And he's sitting there like barking out these commands like, you will vote for me. I am your president. I have already won type of a mentality. And he starts doing like these like celebratory things and shooting off like fireworks and all kinds of other things. And the principal or teacher, whoever's like, everybody run, take cover. And it was absolutely hilarious just how all that played out. And for me, I really, really, really like this episode because I'm from that. I mean, a lot of y'all do know me, and you'll see random things in my backgrounds that have to do with text. It has to do with robots and AI, and Skynet is coming for us, and all that other crap, right?
Yeah.
In matter of fact, I mean, I think it's only appropriate. I should have actually used a different screen here. So we're going to take 2 seconds while I find which one it is. Is this one? There we go.
Yeah. There we are.
So the fact that he went into like straight up like robot overlord mode, like his whole mentality, like he's like, oh, president, I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to rule you all. Like I'm the ultimate commander, and you're going to do everything I say, and this is going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, this whole segment was funny, but definitely had that Skynet, robots so could take over the planet kind of vibe. which, for a kids show, you would not expect, but I mean,
I don't know. At that point in time on Cartoon Network, they actually were doing a lot of stuff like that.
yeah, no, like,
Rubber's always been trying to take over the world in kids shows.
Yeah, no, what I was about to say, like, yeah, for Cartoon Network, it's definitely not far out there for what the norm is. So, yeah, no, I get it. But I would definitely say that would not work on Cartoon Network for, even 5 years ago. Like, it would probably work today because, especially in the late afternoon block, because they're more given back to the older audience.
Thank you, Sylvester.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Sylvester, welcome in to you both out.
Yeah, and DJ, I think you were making a good point, or kind of going in that direction. I think this is a show that was a little bit too ahead of its time. I think if it came out nowadays, they would probably get more than 2 seasons out of it. With a few modifications, maybe to modernize it. You can still keep the graphics and stuff the way it is.
Yeah.
Change up, a few other things, and in Keckers, just for you, they can keep the Devo hats. I mean, we got to make sure you're happy, so they can keep those. But
I
think
part of the problem
huge
was
feat.
it was just a little too early. It was too early to be nostalgic for that style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just don't think that type of thing caught the right attention. But the other thing they really need to do is, I think the times they were probably playing it, it was the wrong audience they were catering to.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to pass that to kids, and this is something that adults would probably have enjoyed more back then, and maybe even more so now. I think
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
tried watching this nowadays, like kids of the age that would watch it when they were doing it back then, probably would not get into it, or they would be like DJ is, where DJ made it sound like when he was younger and he watched this, like he enjoyed it, and he's
Yeah.
already made it clear that he does not care for this show anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
I don't know how I watched this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Me and Kevin were like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you look at it and, let me just be honest here, like, when I was a kid, I would watch everything and anything. You put Cartoon Network on, I'm watching whatever is on. I mean, no matter what time it is. But with that being said, it's just politics segment. I mean, definitely just goes to the point of, they love doing that Skynet Tron stuff a bit too early, but a bit too late as well. So, which is what I believe. So, but with that being said, it's just, for me, this segment was okay. I mean, definitely better than what comes next with, I
Oh
mean,
no.
okay, so the next segment is, uh, okay, growth sport, which, you know, the coaches have the kids try out for the basketball team, and he separated the short guys from the naturally tall, athletic guys. And Robot Jones is like, oh, I want to be on basketball team. I want to be there. Then he, you know, him and the short kids all say outside in the snow to play club soccer with the coaching staff they have at this middle school is a coaching staff I would not want to work with at all. But yeah, no, it's a fact. And the whole point of this segment is to teach robot jokes and the viewer that you should be okay with your height. And I would say in the end, yes, Robot Jones got to play basketball like he wanted, but he was that he shouldn't have forced himself to grow that tall. So for, for this one, I would give it. I would say it's okay, but it's not. It's a little more enjoyable than our politics segment for me. Gentry?
And see, that's where we vary, because for this one, I wasn't getting into it the same way as I did the politics segment. But like I said, the politics segment, that was right up my alley. Like it's like robot overlord, and he's just like roar. And this one was, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just expressing my difference where you were saying you like this segment better than the other one. I'm vice
Yeah,
versa,
yeah,
right? But yes, we'll eventually have our own robot overlords, and I'm accepting that. So I
yeah.
like the politics version.
Nice. Now, with that being said, like, the whole growth plot good, but definitely took a bit too far, I think. And I honestly I liked it, but I think they could have toned it down just from a 10 to a 9. So, yeah.
Well, and to me, what was weird about that segment compared to the other ones? Now, I'm not saying the other ones didn't have some type of like hidden story or morals or something, but that one seemed to like hit on like more of like addressing an issue more so
Yeah.
than the other episodes did. And for this to have been the last segment that I saw too, it was kind of like were they trying to make Were they trying to make this almost like an educational, like after school special?
Yeah, no, like this.
It was weird for that part of it.
Yeah, this segment was like, okay, little Jimmy, sit down and we will talk to you about why you shouldn't care about your height.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, little DJ, don't put encyclopedias under you to make you taller.
um, I mean, good segment, I will say. Definitely one that I would definitely check out if it was in a like standalone episode. So yeah.
I will say, because I watched a different set of episodes for this one, so I have no opinion on those episodes because I did not watch those. What I did watch, which was episode the actual episode one, PU to PE, and I think that was my favorite of the episodes. So I'm sad you guys didn't watch it. PUTPE is Robot Jones going to gym class and having to do physical fitness. And it is hilarious in that it's still another example of everyone not quite getting that he's a robot and just not understanding, oh, how is he lifting this? Or how is he stretching his body to do this? It's like, he's a robot. He told you he's a robot. So he goes through and does gymnastics, he does weight training, but the main thrust of it is afterwards, they hit the showers. And he has a fear of water because he's afraid of resting. So he does not want to go in the showers. But the gym teacher is constantly trying to get him to go take a shower with the rest of the boys. He thinks that he's just nervous about showering in public. First, he's trying to get him to take off his clothes so he can get in the shower. And Jones is trying to explain to him he's not wearing clothes, that is his body. And he said, well, still take it off. So then he prints out instructions for how to remove his chassis if he wants to take it off. Because he does not want to get in the water, the entire episode is a pretty much Looney Tunes style of progressively over-the-top methods that the coach is trying to get him into the shower. Where every time Jones lucks out and is saved by the bell, not having to get into the shower, where the gym teacher moves the entire locker set into the shower with Jones's backpack to try and get him into there. And you're just going insane. One, trying to get he's a robot. He doesn't need to take a shower. And it's just nuts. He pours motor oil onto Jones to try and get him to, oh, well, now you have to go get cleaned up. It's like, no, he just poured motor oil on his metal body. Now he's shiny.
That's funny.
So it's just, that entire episode was insane and hilarious.
Well, I will say, I've got it queued up, Kicker, so I will be watching that. But based off of what you're saying and your recommendations, I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah. No, it's like, I'm not going to go further than this. Like, watch the episode. The episode was just full-on Looney Tunes nonsense.
Yeah.
Now, one thing you said that made me think about something that was in the political episode, the politics episode, when you're talking about printing out the instructions. Now, the printout, or at least in this episode, if I remember correctly, it actually comes from Robot Jones's mouth, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So one thing that was funny when he was campaigning for people to vote for him, and the human boy that was like trying to help him like a campaign manager, was like, oh, give her a flyer. And he like prints out this like, Robot Jones for President thing from his mouth, and the girl's like freaking out because there's a thing coming from his mouth. And I just thought it was hilarious.
And it's an old style copy printer too. So you get the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. When this thing goes full on Looney Tunes goof, it is at its best.
I will be watching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I'm not spoiling like the funniest jokes of it. It's just part of that. It's just there's so many episodes of this where it's just he's a robot. He's explained it. Why does the principal not get that he's a robot?
Yeah.
Speaking of robot, this guy went on to work on My Life as a Teenage Robot, which is pretty dang good.
Yeah, I mean, that show is, in my opinion, way better than this one, but that's just me. So,
He
yeah.
also was heavily involved in Dexter's Laboratory, worked on that for years.
I
love Dexter's Laboratory.
Even laboratory.
Laboratory.
Hey, get out of my laboratory.
Yeah, no, I just like that so myself. So, yeah.
No, this creator worked on some of like the best Cartoon Network shows, period.
No. No, I'm just interested overall. Like, what would you like to say overall? I mean, for me, I say just for 2 out of 10.
Oh no. Oh no. For me, of the episodes that I watched, I would put it at like a high 7. High 7. High 7 with the possibility of going up to like mid 8s.
Okay.
I was laughing.
Yeah, and for me, and I think this is where I'm probably right there with Keckers. And I think when he watches the episode that DJ and I watched with the whole robot overlord, and when I watched the PU to PE,
Yeah.
I think for us it would probably bring us both up a notch, getting to that 8s as we went further into episodes. But I'm going to match what Keckers did and for a lot of the reasons he said. But for me, like I said, I am big into techie stuff. I'm big into robots. I'm the guy that's always like, I'm not a robot. I'm the guy that makes jokes about I can never get past the captchas because I can't tell a lie, and it's always asking if you're a robot.
Yeah.
Like, well, I am a robot. I can't click this. So, that whole part of it, that's one thing that's really speaks to me. And for me too, I do really like the animation style to this because, and I said it here on the stream, but I thought it the minute I saw it, it was like Schoolhouse Rock being done while somebody's like rocking out to punk music, or like while punk artist is sitting there drawing it. It's like really noisy and it screams at you.
When I say punk, I mean like this is full on British punk.
And matter of fact, dude, even on the I think it was the politics episode when they're on the bus, actually on the seat, that was written like somebody sharpied it on the seat that said "Punk's not dead." Like it literally said.
Everyone.
Yeah. So it was just when I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah. So I think for me, the artists, the people that put this together, the writers for the show, they probably really come from like my day and age, and you can see that influence from where I was growing up as a techie-minded person, even back then, and the kind of things and interests I had that and still have. That's where the inspiration came from, and it really spoke to me. So yeah, I'm right there at a high 7 with it. I'm actually willing to say I could probably get to a 9, depending on how the other episodes go.
Yes, yeah. This is going after a very, very specific, particular aesthetic, which I will say is not for everyone. But if you are into this type, this style, then yeah, it's there.
I have a feeling this show could end up actually aggravating me because I can see me actually getting into it, and they only did 2 seasons, which
Yeah.
means, and I think this really speaks to, it was probably targeted to the wrong audience. It was probably in the wrong time frame. Like it could have been done maybe earlier or maybe much later to the right people that would
Yeah.
really speak to them. I think if they targeted it towards like our age group,
Yeah.
like in the range of Checkers to myself, in
Yeah.
this age, like we would be all over it because it would just really take us back to that nostalgia and childhood. And it's like, yeah, this is pretty awesome because I'm watching it now going, this is pretty awesome.
If
And I
this
have
thing
a
came on in
I
like
sit there-
weekday afternoons, dear God, no, it would fail. This is an 8 p.m. time slot show.
Yeah.
this is like a guilty pleasure. I'm going to watch this Saturday night,
Yeah.
right? I'm at home. I don't feel like going out and doing stuff. Let me watch Robot Jones. And
Yeah.
also, I think personally, I think they could have maybe gotten better response if the name was either just shortened to Robot Jones or slightly different. The whatever happened to Robot Jones, I think that could have played into a little bit. I saw the name and I'm like, okay, whatever, but I get it. I don't hate the name. I think they probably could have done something a little bit different with it that would have
The name
made the
didn't
show.
help. The name did not help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the name,
No.
and I think they could have adjusted the name that could have actually helped with the appeal of it, and just called it Robot Jones. I think Robot Jones would have been an excellent name for it. Period.
Yeah. No. I possibly with the name. There was a question that honestly would be raised if they didn't phrase it as a question. So, yeah. But, anyways, yeah, it's a good show, definitely not for me, but, definitely good for someone out there. I mean, we got 2 people here right now. Yeah. But I will say this. Come next week, do a Death Note. I think that will be more my speed. Okay, so with that being said, and let me also add this, I'm trying to get 2 more people to join us next week. So, yeah, we'll see if that happens. But, anyways, bye guys. See you all next time.